Let's wait and see if someone shows up. Okay. Okay, so let's start by identifying some of the elements we will need to reproduce this texture as a PBR material. Name it just guides, or maybe breakdown would be a more appropriate name. Just drop voice meter to the other screen. We want a blend, grab this, grab that, and now view this output in the 2D view. So, and we have a few things we should work on. Let's maybe pop this out for a moment, go full screen. No, did not mean to do that. What? Okay, that's upscaling the brush. We have this ball here, and might have to lower the brush size. Simple ball, that's easy enough to do. Then we have oh, I need to close it too. Oh, I'm so rusty with this. Then we need to make this fitting around here. We have some screws right here, here, here. Although those seem to be somewhat different. So maybe let's just erase those and give them a different color, because then we can... I keep doing it. This will get better over time again. We have this, and this, and this, and this. These are some elements we have. Then we also need to make... Oh, that did not work. I was hoping to be able to draw straight lines holding shift. Doesn't seem to be the case. It's just free-handed with the mouse. Fortunately, I did not set up my Wacom tablet just yet. And this desk is also way too small to have it open. Or well, not open, on the desk. We have these two. Then we also have... What did we not use yet? Let's go with something dark purplish. Like so. We have this fitting part here that we need to make somehow. And we have... Let's go with something orange. We didn't have that yet. I'm learning. Starting to get it right. This is probably going to be the only bit of painting I'm gonna do here. Oh boy, that was a fucked up line. Let's just make it completely ugly. And go along with something darkish green for all of... I keep forgetting that shit. For all of this. These almost look like keyboard keys with a glowy LED on them. And I think that's going to be somewhat what we're going to do for them. Okay, I think those are the main shapes we have. We also have this frame, but we only need that once. And the rest of these also seem to appear in other textures in the Bespin set. Like we have the ball and it's fitting right here with an added line here and there. And it's also here, and as such we can just make this thing once and reuse it all over the place. In a way, this looks like some sort of camera or trackball. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be of those two. Probably a camera? We will see. Doesn't matter too much, really. Okay, but that's the plan. A very ugly drawn plan, but we have a plan. Hi, Donuts. Still muted, I see.
Hello.
Probably gonna drop the YouTube link as well, or maybe keep it up for later. Yeah, I'm just gonna share the link later. Are you fine with me recording your voice on YouTube?
Yeah, man, no worries.
Okay, cool. Then I don't need to mute the Discord sound over on YouTube. Let me just check if it's even registering on YouTube. But yeah, it should be. Okay, fantastic. So all I did so far was just outline the parts we will have to make to put this thing together in the end. And I think we should just start by creating a new graph. Can be an empty graph for now, and let's make it the... what are we gonna do? Let's make those small keys first. By keys I mean these dark green thingies here. Width and height should be okay. Let's go. Drop that up there. Okay. So what do we have here? Maybe I should look at the original for this. Okay, shape. Let's start with a shape generator. And we might want to go with a brick shape as a start. It's already gonna give us something close to what we need. And I think a good idea would be to maybe use curves here for the moment. Curves should allow us to get something reasonably close to the look we need. Although I could also go with the histogram scan to start by getting a basic shape. Maybe a bit smaller again. Yeah, like so. Keep this in view. Scale it down a bit. I think this should be plenty of room for what we need to get. Decrease the contrast a bit again. Okay. Let's get the levels. Drop this in and make it full white. And then I need a distance node. And this should already give us something not too bad, I think. Okay, might need some more strength on that normal maps to make it really noticeable. Let's go with the high-res plane. Set up the material definition to use tessellation. We want scale 1 for our height output. And let's just create some output nodes. Yeah, that should be fine. Name it normal. Let's also get some height in here. If you have any questions at any point why I'm doing something, just feel free to ask away. Let's also get this as height, and it's not RGB. For the output it doesn't matter, I guess. Okay, that doesn't seem to be doing quite what I want. Let's maybe just bump that scale to 10. Maybe go with something really... that might be a bit much. But it will work.
It looks really sharp when you go up. The highest face, if you could bevel that out in small maybe.
Yeah, that's something we're gonna do in a minute. Might be able... Oh, actually, what happens if I... No, not this way around, maybe this way around. Okay, no, also not correct. Let's see, what did we do here? We had this. Let's try a blend. Let's see if we cannot darken this a bit. It's probably gonna go horribly wrong. Oh yeah, that didn't work at all. Not quite there yet. Let's try multiply. Also not quite there. Maybe we need to throw in some curves here. And now... Okay. Let's get this done here. Why can I not? Yeah, there we go. Ah! That might be a bad idea. Let's go and mask it like so. Not good. Maybe something like this might be better. Still not quite what I wanted. We could also go with the cheap round method and just blur that thing by using a high quality blur. I think 2 should be good enough. And then let's put this there. Grab another of our histogram scans. Let's do it the other way around. And just min that thing. Minor difference, but not too noticeable, I guess. Slow and steady. We've got a nice edge down here and a good bevel over here. And we can increase the bevel by adding more blur. But I think this is probably more than enough. Should do well. Okay, now on to getting that ring shape with the bulb in the middle. For that I would start using a simple, or maybe, yeah, gradient. That might do as well. A lot of Substance Designer stuff is just lots and lots and lots of experimenting until you know how to achieve the goals you want. And let's go with some curves. I want the second point to be all the way over there. And at 0 elevation. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. At 0.5. And now onto the curves. First thing. Hello, can I please? Yeah, that's what I wanted. Get this down there. And let's start by adding some points here. And there. And let's drag that one reasonably high up. It's at 0.15. It's 0.35. Let's make that 0.3. And this is still a 0.15. Get this down. Let's look at that for a second. Drag and drop these in there. Okay, yeah, that's way too intense. And I think it might be better if these were actually squared corners. Oh shit. And maybe have this ring at some other point. Something like this maybe. Let's check the original texture again. Something like half size of that. Get the levels. Reduce it a bit. And the blend. Let's actually just try max and see what that does. Okay. Probably gonna want levels in here as well, just for more control. Something like that. And maybe bump the white point a bit more towards there. Make it sharper. This widens it. Bit more intensity maybe. And we have a small ring, which is looking reasonably sharp, I think. Maybe drag that up a bit. That should be fine. Let's keep on going. We can probably reuse this to make our bowl shape. Just need enough curves. And for this one, what we really want is a nice round curve. Maybe drop the black value a bit in. Oh shit, not what I wanted. That should do it. Get a blend. Blend this. And that. Set to max. And I think... Okay, that's not quite what I want. Let's just get this down and this up. Oh. That is not what I wanted. Let's try... no, add is bad. Dark is also bad. Lighten. What do we have here? Add. Nope. Maybe we can balance it out again. But max produces the better results. Okay. Let's try that again. It's way too tall.
I think it needs to be more oval or spherical. It looks like the bottom of an egg right now.
Let's try that. The key around corners. Let's go with this. Let's go with 0.5 and also 0.5. 0.25 seems to be not too bad.
Yeah.
Maybe get this up a bit more. And we can try to lower the opacity. Which actually makes it worse.
There.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't get that. Okay.
There were those artifacts, yeah.
Let's try throwing a transform in here. Keep a look at the result in 3D. Let's try 90. Oh, we don't want this to tile at all. No tiling. Okay. I forgot how finicky those are. Do we have a better scale in stock substance by now?
Can't you just go back to the initial curves for that shape and just adjust it from there?
I could, but I want to try something else right now. Let's try the safe transform. I haven't used Substance Designer in a long time, just trying to get back in here. Tiling mode. Let's go with absolute, no tiling. Go here in there. And I think this is not, yeah, this is just doing tiling. Okay, let's do something else then. Let's make a new graph. Name it easy scale. We are going to go full relative to parent. That's great. Easy scale. Come on, put it there. Get a new folder. Helpers. Get the easy scale in there. Let's open the graph. Add a node. Input grayscale. Add our transform. Create an output node. Okay, now what we want to do is edit the matrix and create an empty function for it. Now we want to get the scale matrix. Let's look for matrix instead. This is the easiest way. Now we need a vector2. Variables. Get float2. Set as output node. Perfect. And let's see, can we make... Nope, we cannot make a new variable from here. This means we need to go into the input parameters for this. Oh wow, this has changed a bit. Let me see. Yeah, but that's it. Flow2, sliders. I think sliders will do well. scale, label, scale, X and Y, perfect. Or maybe call it size. Identify transform scale or transform size. Now let's get back in here. Pick our new transform size. And that should be all. Now we can get back to our keys. Get rid of this. Throw in an easy scale. And get some really strange results. Because that thing seems to be normalized against 100 and not against 1. Which is what I have set up as at the moment. So let's just set the default to 100 and the max to, let's go with 10,000. Don't think you will ever need that. And minimum is 0. That's good. That's very good. Okay, back to the keys. Something is still very broken. Ah, this is broken. There we go. And I don't quite understand why it's... Yeah, that value is way too high. This is the fun part. Making your own tools. Default 0.
Everything could be 10 times faster if you could script in this program.
Oh, you pretty much can script. This is what I've just done using visual scripting.
Without, if you could just code it instead of using nodes.
I'm fairly sure you can probably do that at some point in the program, but I'm not sure. I've been out of touch with it for a while. Maybe. Let's make this even better for us and add a new Boolean value. Boolean buttons. Let's name it scale uniform. Alt OK. Let's get this in. Edit. Variables. And get Boolean. Scale uniform. And now I need to remember which one this was. Vector. I think it was swizzle float 1. That's correct. Vector float 2. That's what we need. Logical comparison function. Where did you put it? Control if else there. If scale uniform, then this, else this, output. Back to our keys. Set to true. That's what I wanted. Now we have a very simple input to just scale our little light bulb there. And now it should be... I think I definitely need to use an additive blend mode here. And I will probably need to level this shit and just balance it all out. But that doesn't look nice at all. Let's try something different then. Let's get rid of you. Let's set you to add. Send this to the output. Need a bit smaller scale. Now it's too square again. Yeah, that's more like it, I think. Let's also get some auto levels. Maybe just drop that in here. Remove. And now what we need is a bit of a mask. So we will grab some histogram scans. And grab this. That's one mask. There was a way to, Control D, Control D. We need our light bulb. We need the ring. And now we want some colors. Could probably just go with grayscale actually. Let's get a blend. Oh, actually no. Think. Might be the quickest way. There we go. That's what I wanted. Make this 0.25. This is gonna be... Oh, needs the levels again. 0.5. Let's just leave that at 1. This is just modeling using shapes, really. Maybe scale this a bit again. I think that's not too bad. Name it mask. Make a new graph. Okay, the texture is actually called bottom. Why? I don't know, but it's called that shit. Okay. Make a new folder. Rename components. And we have our keys. First bit completed. Hooray. Let's get a material transform. And we just need normal. We need height, and we can use any other input to get this. And we need the channel controls. We don't need the view, space color. Where did I plug that in glossiness? So we don't need specular, roughness, metallic, AO. Yeah, that should do it. Sizes all look to be correct as well. Let's grab our resources, the original texture, get a blend. Put that in the background. And let's place something like this. Drop our glossiness mask in here. And now we can go ahead. Maybe I should tile it first. Probably the smart idea. And we have 2x4. Let's just go with 4x4. Get a new shape mask. Size X is 0.5. And set to darken. Oh, we can use this. And just a regular transform, which is way faster than this. Who just get it in place. And I think I'm just gonna reuse my simple scale here. More easy scale, actually. Do the scaling here. Maybe make it a general purpose transform node as well. We don't want any tiling, absolute. No tiling. Let's get it roughly in position. Oh shit. 1.6. %, maybe. No tiling. Huh. Seems I need to scale them a bit differently. Maybe get some interstices in here to make it more fitting. Did I get the wrong tile generator? No, we don't need this. The height is good, but the distance in between them is not. Let's try something different then. Can I offset this somewhere? No. Nope, nope, nope. Another transform maybe. Let's just get another transform. And this. And the blend. Which goes in here. Takes this, this. And maxes it.
Hey, hey.
Oh, hey. Wow. Blowing my ears out again. Hi.
Hey, sorry, war ich zu laut?
Yes, indeed. Quite a bit.
Cool.
I need to turn down my headphones again. It was...
Sorry.
Oh well, I don't need my ears anyway, so...
Yeah, just your arms and eyes.
Yeah. Who needs
Was
ears?
machst du da?
I'm remaking some textures for Somas for his Bespin rework.
The map he made.
Yeah. That should work fine. Let's go with that.
Wie funktioniert denn das eigentlich? Sorry, dass ich das jetzt so frage. Mit dem, dass das eigentlich so low poly ist und sieht aber so wirklich rund und was weiß ich aus.
That's the magic of normal mapping. Wait a second, I need to go the other way around. Let's see, yeah, that's better. So height is okay. Now we just need to wiggle these a bit closer together. Maybe reduce the size a bit. And that's that. I'm starting to think I have the wrong tile generator for this. Tile sampler might be better. Let me see if this works.
Soma Z macht die Map für... Was macht er die?
Just as an example.
Okay.
Just something to show off. Pattern input, and we need to...
Ich hab irgendwie die Diskussion mitverfolgt von dir und noch jemand bezüglich 3ds Max, der das, glaube ich, sowas nicht machen kann mit diesem Normal Mapping.
That is absolutely not correct.
Oder irgendwie, dass da irgendwelche Probleme gibt beim Exportieren mit x mal 64 oder so.
That's just MD3 format related, not anything to worry about. Just a missing error message, basically. Man, there was a way to space these. I do not remember where that was hidden. Why can I not remember this? I mean, I could place them one by one, but that would be kinda ridiculous. Or just call this good enough. And I think I'll do just that. I mean, it doesn't have to be pixel perfect. It's such an old thing anyway. Okay, time to make the next part. Let's stick with the theme and do the next two button thingies here. Make a new graph. Okay. Let's call them... Or maybe diodes. Yeah, let's call them diodes. I have no clue what that thing here is supposed to be anyway, so let's just call it whatever. And let's also... or actually, let's not do anything like that and just do it from scratch again. Just some shapes. This time we might start with... let's just go with the brick again. Well, actually, a square shape might be better. Turn 2.5. Let's actually give us even more spacing to work with here. 0.5 again. And let's grab a blur. histogram scan. Same story as before. That doesn't produce quite as round corners as I had hoped. Ah, this is better. I think I should be able to control the radius by blurring it more or less. Yeah. Now onto the distance. Oh, why is it doing this? Ah, better. Let's grab auto levels again. Normal map conversion. And the height output. Actually, we can copy the outputs from here, because we will use these exact same outputs again. Goodbye. Hello. That's the height output, that's a normal. Let's actually get the base material. PBR. I think I got that wrong. Yeah, I wanted this. Create output nodes. Nope. Where's the normal? We don't need that, and we don't need that. Ah. That should make it a bit easier to see. Quite pixelated up there. Let's just duplicate this blur. So grab a histogram scan again. And create some sort of cutoff point at the bottom. Ah, wrong way around. Needs to be this way. Something like this. Increase contrast. I get it wrong. Oh, I see. I'll be right back, just a moment. Okay, and back. This is probably a panel that would have been way quicker to make if it was modeled than using this approach. But hey, now I started. That's the blur. Wait a second, how did I do that over here? Did the exact same thing. Why isn't it working on the other one? Not perfect, but workable, I guess. Maybe this can fix it. Not the cleanest outline at the bottom, but I'm willing to keep it at that. And I did it the wrong way around. That needs to go here. That's gonna always push it up to the max. So now time to look at the original again. It seems like there are two smaller symbols here, a divot right there, and another sort of light bulb. Let's start with the light thingy. Make another brick. This is probably not too interesting to watch. Also because I don't talk a lot while working on things.
Alles gut. Ich muss sagen, ich kann leider gleichzeitig zuschauen und selbst an den 3D-Models arbeiten. Mit meinem Laptop.
Can't imagine that. I don't know how you work without a second screen anyway. I really don't like this shape on down here.
Ist jetzt schon bestimmt seit einer Woche dran, die Walk-Animation zu machen. Aber ich muss sagen, ich verstehe mit jeder Stunde Cat ein bisschen mehr. Und mit jeder Stunde finde ich es ein bisschen geiler.
I should have just modeled this, honestly. Yeah, I would have been done by now. Let's try that again. Maybe it works another time. Okay, we need this to be a lot thinner. Let's drop the only source. Why does that keep... much better. Oh boy, that's not what I wanted. That's the blur. It's not, no, it's histogram. Mistakes have been made. I should have modeled this from the start. I would just be so much faster in doing that. Maybe get rid of all this shit. Duplicate that. Copy this over. And get a complete garbage result.
Einer weniger.
Hmm?
Minilo Guy ist gegangen.
Oh, I didn't even notice someone joined.
Hast du den Ton aus?
I think Discord is disabling it in streamer mode because I also have OBS running at the same time and recording this whole thing to YouTube, which might just be a complete snooze fest actually. I mean,
Hello YouTube.
yeah. There's no one on YouTube either. I think. I hope not.
Bin morgen ja alleine. Dann kann ich
Oh,
auch mal
hi!
wieder Tutorial aufnehmen.
I didn't even see someone wrote over on YouTube. Hi, Dave.
Ach.
I don't know. I completely missed that live chat. I'm sorry. This is going to be something related to the modeled renderer. Yes, indeed. Oh boy. The delay seems to be quite large in chat on YouTube. Wow, didn't notice that. Okay, let's figure out why this looks so blobby at all. And
Maybe it's better if they would join Discord as well.
well, I can just keep an eye. Ridiculous Ezio? I don't know a ridiculous Ezio model, I think. Or do I? I'm not sure. I've seen way too many JKA models to remember all of them. Is it on JK Hub? Yeah, I guessed as much. I just don't remember seeing a model of him that wasn't ported. How do I fix this? Did I break it here? No, probably not. It's the exact same setup.
I'm gonna be off for now. I need to do some stuff. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, see you around. This isn't too interesting, I'm afraid. How things are going with Ren 2 is a pretty good question. As far as I know, Somas is just chipping away at small things and currently working, or actually devoting more time working on a map upgrade from base JKA. He's currently remaking the Bespin Duel map to bring it up to Ren 2 standards. And there have been some pretty interesting screenshots over on the JK community Discord. Let me see if I can bring one of them up really quickly. Where is it? Has it been this long since he posted those screenshots? Can't be. There's one screenshot of a remade wall panel. Let me try to find the other ones. They will not be golden in the end. Yeah. And all the golden parts have been remade in part for Ren 2. Most of them still need textures. These are currently just some shiny materials with the normal maps applied. And this is the part he remade here. Not happy with this. Let's try this again. Maybe a very, very, very slight blur. That's not a slight blur. This corner, can I maybe try that?
Ah. Soma joined the stream,
Oh, hi Somas.
but he's muted.
Probably
Right
on
now.
his phone at the moment, or he completely broke his microphone this time. Which are both viable options. Or viable possibilities, I should say. I should have just modeled this. but I'm gonna keep at it. Go through the pain with substance here. Let's get another shape. Now let's actually reuse one I already made from the keys. Just need these 3 nodes. Get my scale in here. Uniform scale, high. Set to no tiling. Get a transform to offset it later. Just shift all of this way over here. A new blend. And time to subtract. Let's just get it in place where it needs to be. At least I think that's a ring over there. Proportions still look off. I really should have just set a model to model this, but now I'm stuck with substance. Oh wait, let me see. I need to check the YouTube chat again. I don't. Well, in an ideal world, the end goal would be to recreate all of Jedi Academy's assets for Ren 2 and also make new stuff for it. But the amount of work required to do all of that is insane. Alright, Dave, see you around. And if maybe you'll check into another stream or catch up on the JK community Discord or any other way. Have a good one. Bye. And it looks like we're back on our own in Discord here.
Is keinen auf YouTube?
Nope, just left. Make it smaller. This is maximum levels of pain, guys. I've already upscaled it as much as I can. If I increase the distance here again. Maybe just for a moment reduce the height here. Get a more accurate sense of scale. Doesn't seem completely out of... Yeah, that's completely out of proportion. I don't need it to be that big at all. This is probably going to be more than enough. Let's upscale that again a bit. And we also want to make this a bit bigger, which also allows us to upscale this part. And then just reposition it again. We might also want to take this whole thing, add another bit of control in here. Let's get another square shape. Downsize quite a bit. Something like this. Then the levels to invert. And the distance. And auto levels to get our max extents back. Perfect. And invert again. Maybe increase the scale, just so we get a bit more flexibility here. And now let's get another blend. Add the transform. And make it subtract. Back to 0.1. Let's get lazy again. I really need to add some translation methods to this node. Oh, disable tiling. Do it the other way around actually. This spot seems to be about right. Might need to be even smaller. And the offset on the Y. Why didn't I decide to model this?
Oh yeah, look at it.
Oh, hi Gear. I'm just going through the pain of making something I really should have modeled in Substance Designer.
Fuck it, Discord.
Huh? What's wrong with Discord? And he's gone. Gone forever. Never to be seen again. Or heard from.
Yeah. Although, I can hear myself now. What the fuck?
Oh, is that,
Typical Discord problems.
is that on my end? I'm not sure. You're not on the
don't know.
YouTube side of things, right? You're on this just on Discord and watching the stream.
Yeah, I'm just on. Yeah, just on Discord watching.
All
the
right.
stream.
Yeah. Subtract. What should I set there? This would have been a 5-minute job to model, and I'm doing it in, I don't know, 30 minutes in Substance.
That's how you know you're a real tech artist.
Yeah. Just do it all in notes. More notes. Give me the notes. Almost there. It's just this. Oh, is that an arrow? Oh shit, that might be an arrow. Let's make an arrow. Fuck those circles, make an arrow. Shapes. And a polygon. Sides. Set it to 3. Yay! I need to rotate. Decrease the size. Shrink that shit. Although, why am I shrinking it there? Let's just keep it all at 1. Disable tiling. Some of these operations could really benefit from having hotkeys assigned to them. Things like disabling tiling on nodes. Okay. Let's do this shit. Might actually just make it full size then, if I'm gonna scale it here anyway. When you keep thinking Photoshop instead of Substance.
So I built a new PC for myself.
Yeah, I
last week,
saw some
and
of that on Discord.
yeah, it's a really freeing feeling actually to kind of like, now that I've installed all of the software that I need and everything, to realize that actually I didn't reinstall like Photoshop, I didn't reinstall 3ds Max, I didn't reinstall Maya or anything like that.
Well, must be a nice feeling to just get all of the junk off your system.
Yeah, man. I think it was a couple of years ago actually I realized that I literally only used Photoshop for resizing images. I was paying like $8 a month to resize images.
Yeah, that's not worth it at all. No. Just do that shit in Python. Done.
Yeah.
2-liner in Python using Pillow. Oops. Not all formats, but enough for the most generic use cases. Let's bevel this shit. What do I want them? Outside bevel or inside bevel? Huh. And it's doing this weird
why not
noisy
both?
shit again. Why not both? Good question. And it's doing this weird noise shit again. I hate when it does that. Does that yeah, that fixes it. It gets blurry as fuck, but that fixes it. Just find the right balance. There we go. Invert that shit again. And
It's really frustrating that there's no just like click to invert button on the levels.
yeah, in Substance Designer,
Designer.
absolutely. I think it has that button in Painter, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it does.
And there's this totally fucking useless invert node. It's just not as comfortable as doing this. Did they actually keep it in? Oh no, you can't do that anymore. There used to be a type in right here where you could search for nodes, but I think they removed it or moved it somewhere else. At least I can't find it anymore. Okay. Why does this look so bad? Just inverted it. How did that mess up so bad? Now I have noise again. Pain. Quality? Maybe? No. Come on, you can do it, Substance. I have faith in you. Don't fuck this up. Please. Well, maybe I just need an outside bevel then. We can save this. Let's see. What if we rotate and get it in place? Hooray, perfect. Just what I wanted. I've grown so used to Illustrator by now that I always try to keep pressing Alt-Shift to scale around center. And it just doesn't do that in Substance, which is annoying as fuck. Ah, right, I rotated. That's why it's different. Fuck. bit less fat. Or in that direction again. Might work. Let's take these out for a second. Why am I doing this to myself? I think that's close enough. Kinda. Just gotta do the inside of that thing here. And it should all be fine. I wonder... Nah, not worth it. Let's just get another transform in here. Set this to add. Just use my custom scaling node instead. Somewhat going in the right direction. There we go. Just disable this. I guess that will be okay. Maybe shift it a bit towards this direction. Yeah. I'm gonna call that good. Just want to get on with it. Histogram scan. Make a quick mask for everything. We don't need this, 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 this. Also not this. Let's just run the clean. And wipe away my new histogram scan. Hooray! Contrast. That's one shape. This should be the basic shape. Oh no, this is it. And we just need this now. Yeah, that's it. I also just wish there was a quicker way to just set luminosity on a bunch of images really quickly.
Yeah.
Just so you don't have to do this kind of shit if you just want to make a grayscale mask. Just get in here, make it 0.5.
Would be real handy.
I might just make a note like that at some point in time. That gets a number of actually, fuck that, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna puke if I keep doing this shit. Let's remember how to do multi-inputs based on the variable in Substance Designer. Hooray! Input grayscale. We need an integer input, not a float. Hello, integer 1. Number of layers. Layers. Max let's go with 8. I think 8 should be more than enough for the moment. And this is input 1. Why even care? Substance will auto increment if I just duplicate. What did this work like? Just gotta cheat a bit and look that up. Yeah, that's it. Right, that's it. What did I call that thing? Layers. Why did I put it here? How is this wrong? Okay, I did not understand that. Key not found layers. Correct. Let's code that thing. Ah, there we go. Larger 3. Larger 4. Okay, let's get this. We need a grayscale value as an empty function. Get variable integer layers cast to float. And then divide by no, this is 1 operator. Let's just hope it's 1 based and not 255, and see what that does for now. If I now set they changed how it works. Neat. Pretty good. And multiplication at the end. Times 1. Set the default value to 2, min value to 2. Duplicate that. Add a blend. Should just have set this up and then duplicate it. Actually, might be quicker if we just did this. Without link. Come on, let me copy both. Yeah, there we go. One more. Now let's just wire all of these up. Crap. Do it wrong. Do it again. Create an output. This. You become 2. Times 3. Times 4. Would you be interested in this node? Good.
I actually don't use Designer enough.
Ah, okay.
It's one of the reasons I'm watching this is because
You have no idea what's going on, I see.
I know what's going on. It's just I don't use Designer really for much of anything. I am much more of the as you said earlier, like this is 5 minutes of modeling.
Substance designer makes sense when you have something highly organic that is really based around repeating natural patterns that you need to somehow generate quickly. It's not good for technical stuff.
Yeah.
Unless it's really simple and not made from many small pieces like this. It would probably even be quicker to draw the height maps in Photoshop and just drag them in. But since I've been quite rusty with Substance Designer, I think this isn't too bad that I'm doing this shit to get back into. Okay, let's see if this actually works. I don't have my hopes up at all. Oh no. Show me thumbnails. Quick. Layer 0. Let's set it to 4 layers. Yeah, that seems to be working. Nice. I need to rename this. Grayscale mask gen. Let's try that. This should be number 1, number 2. And it is not working at all. Fucking brilliant. Why is it not working though? This should default to black. Or does it? Why the fuck is it not working? Just grab two shapes. This works. Why doesn't this work? Do I really need to add some switches in there? Oh, I don't want to. Switch grayscale, there we go. Empty function, node grab variable, get integer, layers, comparison, just a black node in here. Layer set to right now 4. Okay, that works. Make that free. So you've completely migrated to Blender, Go? Or are you still using something else for some tasks?
For personal stuff, it's Blender. I use ZBrush for sculpting. I can't see myself moving to Blender for sculpting.
I mean, ZBrush is still king. Mudbox was
Yeah.
catching up for a while, but it has fallen behind so far. It's just sad.
Yeah.
I always
yeah, I
preferred
think-
Mudbox from a GUI standpoint, but
Yeah, I think. I think I'll be staying with ZBrush for sculpting, Blender for modeling, Blender for UVs as well. Like with Max, I would do UVs with what was it called?
There's plenty of scripted enhancements to UVs and Max, so... And
This one, I'll post the link. I used...
oh, fuck.
Where are we? Where's modding? Okay. There's a link in modding. I used this stuff for UVing when I was working in Max. I mean, this stuff is genuinely really, really good. And actually, it probably is better than the Blender tool set, but I kind of, because I wanted to learn Blender,
yeah, of course.
I decided not to use anything else whilst I was learning. And so, yeah, like I've kind of gotten used to Blender's toolset now, and it's strong enough that I don't really feel the need to use other stuff. I think this stuff probably is still better than Blender, but Blender is good enough, right?
I've never heard of this thing before.
Dude, it's really genuinely exceptionally good UV tools. Especially if you're used to working in Max or even Maya, like this stuff blows both of them away.
That's crazy.
And they have bridges as well. So like if you're working in Max, you can select your mesh.
And just send it over via plugin, right? Oh, that's
yeah.
I don't have.
It basically just sends a snapshot of the mesh over, and then when you send it back to Max from the software, it basically just applies a
unwrap UVW modifier and stores.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Does this do multiple UV channels?
Yep.
I may have to mess with that at some point in time, but
it's really
probably
good,
not worth picking up for someone that just does it in his own. Oh wait, rent your own. That's actually really pretty fair, I must say.
Yeah.
That's what Substance used to be. I really cannot bring myself to get a subscription now, since Adobe took over. It's so bad. They completely fucked us over.
It's $30 a month until you've paid for like the full software. Yeah. And then it's like I think I just bought it I bought it outright like 4 or 5 years ago.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
I mean, back then I was freelancing and just like I had an annual budget for software that I gave myself, and it just kind of made sense. Especially when you consider that, like, at the time I was dropping like $3,000 on a Max license every year.
That's just insane.
Yeah. And you really feel it, man. Like switching over to Blender, you really do feel that kind of.
That's
like
a lot of
to pay that
cash you have available for other stuff. Then I don't see myself ever paying for Max. Really, I don't use it professionally at all. I'm just messing around with it, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's yeah, unless you're forced to for professional use, like, don't fucking bother.
Yeah. I mean, I was fine with grabbing a new student license every couple of years, despite not being a student anymore. But they killed that opportunity by now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think they've even like I don't see over the last 5 years, I don't see any updates to Max that are worth paying for. Like,
nothing in there is. Oh, it works. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Nice, congrats, man.
But it's not quite there. Oh wait, I'm missing an input. That's why it's not working as a payment. Or maybe it's not working. Fuck. What's wrong? Something is wrong. Do I need to add one? No, that can't be. I've done something wrong. But what? That needs to be ×1. ×2. That's also correct. Ah, shit. That's it. Whoopsie. Let's rewire all of these. As fun and as flexible as nodes are, sometimes they're really a pain in the ass to work with. Maybe this fixed it.
Man, I've just updated Substance Painter for the first time in like a year or something.
Oh, I did that recently as well. I went
now
from...
there's some things that I really don't like. Like I can't seem to figure out where to tell it. Like, oh, global settings. Okay, finally. Okay. So because I'd had a specific texture set selected, it doesn't have the options for like where do you want these textures to be exported to, right? So, but that's all the way up in
What?
okay, it's fucking.
That sounds fucked. I'm still on 2019. I unfortunately missed the date to purchase the last cycle of license extension for perpetual license owners. And so I'm stuck with 2019.3. And if I start using the subscription at any point in time, I can use the updated version for that month or those months I'm paying. And if I ever stop paying my subscription, I get dropped back down to 2019, which locks me out of all of my project files.
I'm
so
not
stupid.
a fan of the way a fan of the way Substance is going since they were bought by Adobe.
It's such a fuck you to everyone that supported the software from the start.
Yeah, especially because the reason people supported the software from the start was because they weren't like that.
Exactly. Okay. That was a bit of a slight detour, I would say, making this node, but it's gonna prove useful in this project. And probably future projects as well. Add a new output for the mask.
Right, let's open up Unreal Engine.
Oh, working on your elf?
Yes.
Nice. Finally got it all done, or still something to tweak?
Still got some things to tweak. Got some feedback from the character art lead at work. So I'm gonna see if I can address some of that over this weekend. And then like the elf character will hopefully be done then, and I can finish up on the weapons and stuff. A friend of mine's rigging at the moment, and the rig is coming along really well.
Yeah,
so,
I've seen some of the VIP videos of that.
Yeah,
it's
hopefully soon I
really
can get
damn
some
good.
of the like he put another video up recently of like the foot, and like it's got like the ankle rolls and stuff like that, like really nice.
And
So this rig looks real good. So yeah, hopefully soon I can start doing some like some idle animations, some run cycles and stuff.
wait, I think someone rang on the door. Just a moment. Be right back.
Just like Bill Clinton. Analyze situation, sold my strength, and check these. The crowd went wild. Thank you. You're doing great, son. You're doing your old man proud.
Just some guy spreading pizza flyers or something. No clue.
Hey, that's fine, man. Fucking pizza flyers are all good.
Yeah, but I order online. Don't need the flyer.
Some vouchers for when you order online, though.
That's true. That's true. But these you never do.
Ah, okay. Shame.
It's unusual to have that here in Germany. Someone's falling asleep.
No,
No, no, no. I'm fine. Just
I had enough from animating right now. I can't see the walk cycles anymore. I think I just make it worse than better all the time.
might be, might not
I
be.
need a little break and then come back.
Always a
and
good
feel
idea.
then-
that. I feel that way about a lot of the stuff that I do. Like, all
Yeah.
I've done is fuck this up.
Yup. And then you come back like a day later, and then like, hey, maybe that's not so bad.
Yeah, the problem is I have a little small clipping. A little small clip. You won't even notice it in game. But it's so annoying for me to see this all the time. I just can concentrate on this straight point.
There are some things you cannot unsee.
And I'm not sure if I just have it all the time in my eyes, and it isn't there, but I just thinking it's there.
Hard to tell without looking at it.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, another stream to watch.
Yeah, I can. Oh, Gear's also streaming. Wow, plenty of streams around here. Let's
All the
just take it.
streams.
Getting me anywhere.
Let's take a quick look here. Oh, that's looking great. Really. Is
Yeah, I've got
that-
ray tracing working now as well, so I have like
Ah,
ray trace shadows.
Oh, so the grain is ray tracing fucking up, right? It looks really
no,
great.
the grain is film grain. I think so. But the problem is like it looks too grainy now at this resolution, but then when I render out at 1440p, it's
Yeah.
subtle.
It's also
So, yeah, I
looking
need to
really
figure that
aggressive and just like a swarm of hornets flying all
Let
over
me
the
see
place.
how it looks on.
Might be the stream that's making it worse.
Yeah, maybe. Let me see if I can fix that. So post process.
No worries for the stream. As long as the final render is good.
How's that?
That looks better. Not as aggressive anymore.
Yeah, cool.
One thing I would consider is, I don't know what it is, but something about the hair feels off. Like it needs a
I think
slight
it's the,
bit of translucency.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's something that I'm gonna iterate on. I think I need to work on the textures a little bit.
Yeah, it's way too opaque at the moment, I think.
Yeah,
It lacks that semi-translucent quality of hair.
definitely.
Maybe a subsurface scattering shader would work on that, but I don't know if that requires depth.
It actually has scattering. It has subsurface scattering, and that's doing
The
its
back's
job.
looking way better than the front at the moment.
Yeah, I think
Just hair-wise. I think it's the hairline that's too opaque at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. At the moment, the hair is like it's just meshes. There's no texture underneath on the head.
Yeah, I
itself.
remember you told me about that.
I think I might actually have to just bite the bullet and texture on.
At least
texture
some
on the-
stubble underneath or something to
Yeah.
blend the edges.
Yeah, or maybe even just have some of these kind of short hair parts here.
Yeah, that would work really
like
well as well,
or
I think.
whatever, just to break up the line. Yeah.
The sides are fine, the back is great, it's just in the front. It's just too opaque in the border section between the hair and the face. It needs a bit of fading, that's all I think. If you get some of the shorter hairs in there, that could probably do the trick already.
Yeah. Now it's too opaque.
Yeah, definitely. Did you just... Oh, no, that's too little. You're modulating the opacity threshold, correct? Or the alpha cutoff?
A bit both.
Bit of both, okay.
Yeah, a bit of both.
Oh, this is actually looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think some tweaking is in order. It shouldn't take too long to do it.
I'm really digging your jacket. It's great, really great.
How do you know what I'm like?
Yeah, that turned out amazing.
Amazing person with unique ankles I've ever met.
Sometimes, like when I rotate it around, every now and again, I'll get like here. This is a really nice highlight.
Yeah,
and then when it goes around to the back, and you get like that there that you can see on the belt as well. It just breaks up the lighting across the back just enough that makes it interesting, right? And
yeah,
the same
absolutely.
with the same with the trim at the bottom of the jacket. It's like it just breaks it up enough
Yeah,
to make the transition from the jacket to the trousers like interesting.
definitely. It would just be way too flat without the trim at the bottom.
Yeah.
And the belt helps a lot too.
Yeah. I need to I think what I want to do at the moment, so like at the moment this strap on the leg is modeled into the leg. I'm either going to keep it modeled into the leg and have like another strap or something coming across, or have it modeled separate from the leg and have it like coming off of another strap, just to, I don't know, like just break it. It feels like there's this big flat area.
Yeah, from the hip to that belt. I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just could do with a little bit of work. But that's okay. We'll get there.
are those tears in the pants actually modeled in, or is it just normal mapped?
That's alpha.
That's alpha, yeah.
It's alpha. Yeah. If I
Whoop. Ah, yeah.
it's alpha.
Yeah,
And then
when zoomed
so
in,
like
it's very obvious, but
yeah, the body underneath. So like the I wonder if I can show this actually.
is that a chainmail shirt? Looks like it.
It's not, well, it kind of is.
Ah, it's just
kind of,
chicken
but also
wire.
not. It's like, yeah, it's like a mesh weave kind of thing.
The metallic look on it is really bizarre in a way. It almost looks like chainmail.
So like
You just got random patches of skin underneath those.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Do you need the back of it?
What do you mean?
On the left leg, do you need the back? Back side of the leg? Is there another tear in the pants? I think you could.
That's a good question. I can probably get rid of. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
probably get rid
yeah.
of
You don't need that. I mean, it's not gonna matter overall. It's a few words, but my eyes still just train to spot these things
Yeah,
and chop them up wherever I can.
I like the cloth shader is actually doing what I want it to do, which is nice. You get like this nice velvet feel on the inside of the jacket.
Doesn't translate too well on stream, I think.
That's a
But
shame.
it's definitely there. And I've seen the screenshots, the stills, the renders. So, yeah, pretty neat.
I've been questioning myself on the stitching for so long. Like,
It's looking fine
because
to me. Although the
It-
ones near the knuckles look a bit fat. That's the only thing I really have.
yeah, my problem is more resolution. So like actually being able to hold the resolution for all of these things, especially on like the trousers and larger areas where you need where like the textures themselves, they're only 2K textures, so actually like you don't have that much resolution to play with. A lot of the detailing on this comes from detail maps,
I guess as much, yeah.
and like so I've been thinking with the stitching on some of this stuff, especially because at the moment there is no visible stitching on the jacket, and I wanted to add some. Was like there's two ways to do it. You can either texture it in, but that tends to be fairly low res, especially on large assets like the jacket. The other way is that you basically you draw them as a mesh, and you basically have like a mesh.
Just basically mesh decodes over there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm trying to think of which way I want to go with with that.
poof.
But it seems to be holding
One
up okay.
other idea you could try depending on the geometry you have for the jacket in general, you could just have a second UV set that gives more resolution to spots of it for stitching,
Yeah,
and just unwrap it in a way too. But I don't know if that's worth doing.
yeah, that's something I could think about, I suppose.
I mean, after all you would really need are the few polygons around the seams on the jacket you have right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And just give them a new UV unwrap on a different channel.
Yeah, the problem is though, from a performance perspective, and it's weird because like this is just a character. I'm not really planning more than doing just the character, but the tech artist in me screams at that idea because it's like you have to have a second UV set for the whole jacket just to do something along the edges.
That's true. And if you chose to do them as a decal mesh, you could probably just use some splines, draw them over the surface,
Yeah.
generate topology for those, and then use a tiling stitching texture or material and just have it all over. Which is probably way better in performance terms.
So the shader that I made for all of the cloth and stuff, let me see if I can open it. It'd be good.
There's some sort of white box at the top at the moment for your stream. I don't know what it is.
I would like to show you my animations, which I made. I put them in-game, and would like to know what you think of it.
Yeah, sure. Just start the stream. We'll take a look.
So, stream.
Gur has probably way
Tell
more
me if you can see.
watch stream. I see something. A bit of a laggy menu screen, but nah, it seems to be running fine now.
Let me change what I'm streaming as well instead of doing a.
So tell me when you can see.
I can see just fine.
Where am I watching?
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, laggy. Okay. That's the melee run animation. Or sprint animation.
I think the hips are still a bit too static at the moment. Looks like he's suspended around the hips on a wire or something.
I can see what you mean.
Might need a bit more vertical bobbing just to get the stride across.
Then for the grenade run.
Yeah, just the hips are bothering me. The rest looks fine for now.
Yeah. Then the problem is I think the speed is too slow because when you can see running here and then go to this one, it's just like he's jogging around but in a sprint animation. So then that one didn't work. Yeah.
You might also want some roll in the hip.
So that one here.
You got some twist. Yeah, some roll is missing. It just stays perfectly upright. Maybe slanted a bit forward, but it's not swaying left to right.
Okay. Then pistol.
That's better from the hips. But something about the shoulders is too intense, I think.
Yeah, I've rotated the upper body a bit by walking.
Maybe reduce that rotation a bit. Should be easy enough with a slight adjustment of the curves. Just have to push down the extents.
Yeah, it's not that easy because I moved the bones sometimes around without auto key on, and that changed the curves a bit. But it's not default anymore. That's why it's a bit harder. But yeah,
that shouldn't matter at all. You just got a bit of an offset in the curves, and just by moving it, the rotations shouldn't be too affected.
And that's the default.
Isn't she more important than Silverbet, isn't she? You gotta swear she'll be safe from any harm. Fine, okay. Give you that.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look again on the pistol run because of the movement.
I think the shoulder movement is way too much at the moment in that pistol run.
It's the upper body which moves. The shoulder didn't move that much. It's just the upper body which rotates that much.
What reference are you using for your
Battlefront
animation?
2. EA Front Battlefront 2.
I think if you want to make the best animations, I would probably suggest not referencing another game, because those will tend to have like basically like they will have all kinds of like truncations and simplifications and stuff in place just to make it run in whatever it is, whatever performance optimizations they needed to make. I would genuinely suggest going and finding like actual motion reference.
I have subscribed a YouTube channel that is all just animation reference.
I think I saw
Plenty
it,
of videos. I just don't remember the name at the moment. Let me check. I also can't log out of my secondary YouTube account that I use for modding stuff. And I think I've got it on my private one. And yeah, here, there we go. It's called Endless Reference. That's the channel.
Endless Reference.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send a link in modding. There you go.
And then there's also, this one isn't free, but it's an incredibly good reference. The $49 a year.
Yeah, Bodies in Motion, right.
Yeah, like it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that one I searched for this one, but I forgot how it. What's the name? Was it? Okay.
You could probably also gain some reference from Mixaro animations.
Yeah. But I get more into contact with the curve editor and how it works, and yeah, still learning every day.
That's what we're all doing, I guess. That's just 3D in general. Okay, let's try getting these pieces of crap in position. Okay, just gonna rename this to Easy Transform and add some offset as well. Yep, rename everywhere. Open this thing, edit this, grab a translation matrix. Alright, offset was separated from the matrix. I don't even need to do this. Haha! I can just expose as offset.
Das ist wunderbar.
Yes. Sehr, sehr gut.
I've tried to learn German so many times in the past, but the pronunciation's always been super difficult for me.
Ach was, das meinst du nur. Gar kein Problem.
My German is limited. My German is basically limited to that is a and then just random stuff.
The only
Das ist eine Krankenwagen.
Ein Krankenwagen.
No, other than
Not eine.
very simple stuff is the really racist things people say to each other when I play Rainbow Six.
Oh yes, I can't imagine what people are throwing around there. My brother is a huge fan of Rainbow Six, and he's a toxic bastard, I can tell.
Yeah, that game, it changes you.
Oh boy. Ah, shit. No, I double-clicked that shit.
It's quite fun too, but I don't know, man. Everything nowadays seems to just be dialed to 11. Like, no, it's not just about being toxic. Everything that people do is just set to such an extreme nowadays.
Probably.
Look, I know what I did was wrong, but this isn't about me. It's about him. If you don't help him now, Phil, he'll die.
I need more thunderbolts! A faces has been captured, my lord.
Yeah, actually looks kind of cool.
Hmm?
I said grey hair. Actually looks kind of cool.
Oh, wait, let me see that. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
So-
That's
so-
pretty
so
good.
I'm making. It actually does look really good. I like it. The so the hair color is actually all driven from a curve.
Huh.
I have. So the hair basically takes in just this one texture for
Which is probably
it's
just alpha, roughness, and some pre-rendered ambient occlusion.
not even roughness, man. Not even that. So
So
the
you have
red
roughness
channel-
completely exposed in the material.
Yeah. So
Nice.
the red channel is
Wait, let me just bring
is
it
like
over. So people watching the YouTube VOD of this know what we're talking about.
So the red channel is individual strand ID. The green channel is the root to tip.
Oh, you
gradient.
actually have strand ID in there, so
Yeah.
every hair is a different color.
A different grayscale value.
Oh
yeah.
man.
And then the blue channel is the depth of the hair. So like when I was baking this out, the hair wasn't all just on like a flat plane. Like there were kind of some in front, some in the back, and so on. So so
that's basically
blue
a
channel
depth buffer
captures the
for
depth.
the hair, right?
Yes, yeah. That's useful for pixel depth offset. I can show that in a second. And then alpha is the alpha channel.
Yeah, I guess as much.
So I think something that I need to do is kind of like soften up the alpha at the edges of some of these things.
Aren't you using cutoff alpha anyway?
Dithered cutoff, but yeah. So the red channel is the individual strand ID, and what it basically does is we go like, okay, so let's get the grayscale value at this pixel, and then like take that as 0
So
to
it's
1.
a gradient map
far
pretty
across
much,
this-
right?
Yeah, how far across this gradient are we going to be sampling the thing? So I can.
Oh yeah, you can do crazy rainbow hair and stuff. Nice.
Yeah, so this is the brown hair that I started with. And I was just
Gradient
thinking
mapping
of-
is so amazingly useful.
Yeah, it really is.
I
I was thinking
Almost
of,
use it for
of-
everything I do in graphics work, whether it's retouching photos or whatever. I just use them everywhere.
So I was thinking of just kind of adding some like subtle variants to the existing curve. So whether it's just like tweaking colors or tweaking the saturation as well, so we can get kind of more of a breakup of the colors of the hair. But yeah, I think I definitely need to soften up the alpha a bit.
You don't happen to be able to use vertex alpha in that hair shader, do you? Because that could help blend the hair roots in the front with the scalp. If you just used some darkened vertex alpha on the roots.
Yeah, I can do, or I could maybe even it might be a control that I already have actually.
Try that.
Maybe I've already done this, but I could also even do like so I have some like root to tip values, so I could maybe even have it so that we have like a root alpha from the texture.
Yeah, that could be a good idea to do, because that might fix the blending problem.
Yeah, I'll do that now.
I love node-based systems for this stuff. I really need to start learning Unreal. I haven't messed with Unreal since some old version of UDK.
Well, what do you think of this lighting? Let me send it to you on PM.
I did not hear you, Donuts. You're very quiet. I think I still have you turned down from Somas before.
Do you think the lighting there is okay for that shot? That's out of Marmon's head.
I think it could use some more shadow. It's all very overbright. Let Gersey, he has more experience with this. Probably can give you better feedback on that.
I will
what's
send
up?
to him as well.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
just try streaming your
light the
screen for a
shots.
moment, Donuts.
Oh.
That might be the easiest
Okay.
thing.
Everything might explode though because computer. We'll see.
Yeah, just try.
Alright. Let me just stop watching this for the sake of.
Yes, I can.
So
We were so close.
Everything is about to break.
Yeah, it just looks very bright from everywhere. You have no real shadow in there, I feel.
I think that might be due to these child lights. Maybe I brought them down. They don't really make that much of a difference. So that was set to 1.
I
If I
think
turn that off, doesn't do anything.
I think one of the reasons it looks so flat is that you basically you're basically lighting with direct lighting only, from what I can see, because you're if you go back into the sky.
Yeah, the sky brightness was all the way down to 0.
Yeah, the sky brightness was 0, and that means that the lights that you have in there as well are also going to be 0 because it's a
You
multiplier.
actually have the backdrop set to... Oh no, it's just a backdrop.
Just set that brightness to 1. There we go. Right. And yeah. Okay, so one of the things that you'll find is like one reason models tend to look flat is if you're just using direct lights, you don't get any of the kind of subtle reflective values that you would be getting from the HDR from the HDRI. So by setting that image brightness down to 0, you're kind of killing those subtle reflections.
Okay.
I also think that sky image is very overbright. I never really liked using that one.
Yeah.
The only other one I use is the smashed windows one.
The museum is quite nice because it has a nice range of like reds to blues, which is cool.
The garage is also pretty good in that regard.
Yeah. But you seem to have a lot of lights, a lot of lights.
They're all turned off though.
Oh, okay.
I was using that when I was texturing it to go back and forth to see what I was doing, but I only have 3 of these lights, and then I have 2 sky lights, I think. Yeah.
It enabled those again after you changed the sky preset.
Well, let's try museum.
You mean he gets out of there?
It was good.
I would tend to try and pick one of the little bright yellow lights on the left hand side, like up in the ceiling. Yeah, and then just find that one. So that's skylight 3, and just increase the brightness of that one a bit. Use it as a rim light or something.
People always do crazy things when you're in love.
Mama's set is still incredible.
Yeah. And then there's other things that you can do in the post processes as well that can kind of help make things pop. So if you grab your camera.
All right.
Camera 1, I think you're looking for.
Camera.
Yeah. So there's things like so like color grading. So if you go into color in the post there. So I actually don't like the linear tone map. I like the Hedgel.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I tend to set the exposure to 1.6. and then the saturation, I normally drop the saturation. It might not work so well on a weapon, but I tend to drop the saturation to about 0.85 or something.
That's right.
Because it depends. Like if I'm going for something realistic, then I find dropping the saturation just a tad helps with that. But
Yeah.
it depends how you want things to look. Like it's your composition, right?
Right.
But there's other things in there. So like you may also find that adding like a really tiny amount of chromatic aberration might help. So that would be in distortion.
What
So a good
oh wow.
Man, I remember actually writing this feature.
Uh,
So what I would tend to do there is set that all the way to 1, just like crank it all the way up. And then so you have individual controls underneath, so you can see that the red is offset to a certain amount, the green is offset to a certain amount, so you can kind of play with it and decide how much of these things you actually want, like how far you want the individual channels to go. I would tend to so my kind of working process is crank the main chromatic aberration all the way up to 1, adjust the other things like a small amount, and then start bringing the main chromatic aberration setting like down until it doesn't look like it's like completely blown out.
when I first set that thing to 1, I thought I was having a stroke. Holy shit.
Yeah. A kind of a very typical artist mistake is to kind of like crank it up loads and like have it everywhere and go like, oh yeah, that looks really good, but actually you only really want it to be really subtle, and what it tends to do is, particularly on metallic surfaces, it can really help with that realistic feel.
Yeah. Maybe something like that.
Yeah,
I need to
this-
go back and reduce the noisiness.
Yeah, some of the
Not
mud
like having
splatters on there
videos.
are a bit intense, but it's come a long way since you started on this.
This is the 6th iteration of this fucking metal material. It's been
I
a lot of
still
branding.
think you could probably use a bit more shine on the wood. Just drop the roughness ever so slightly.
Yeah, I could do that. I tried to,
It's just way
last
too...
night, I ended up trying to reduce the saturation because it just didn't really make sense for all of the metal to be completely out of whack, and then you have like a bright, nearly in perfect condition piece of wood.
Moment.
But when I exported it, it didn't really export how I thought it would. Didn't really look that good.
Substance always looks like ass compared to Marmoset. That's so sad.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go offline.
All right, buddy.
Alright, see you,
Bye.
man. Bye.
Okay. For the sake of my computer dying. See, this is the kind of look I was trying to go for with the color. But when I exported it, it was still saturated to all hell.
Yeah.
So even now, it doesn't look good. Like I put a HSL on top of it. But I don't know. Maybe I need to do it more.
Maybe the material setup in Marmoset is somewhat messed up.
I mean, let's check. So the albedo has the correct things, and then none of these have sRGB, so that should be correct. Normals are correct.
When the normals might not be correct. So in Painter, I mean they look correct. I'm just double checking here. So in Painter, did you have it set to DirectX or OpenGL?
I baked it through Marmoset, and I flipped the Y channel when I baked it, and then I textured it in DirectX, and then I brought it back and I flipped the Y channel.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that should be okay.
But yeah, I could have worked in OpenGL. It probably would have been easier. Okay, so back to lighting.
And I think a good rule of thumb with lighting as well is just start simple. Set yourself up like a 3-point lighting system where you have like your key, your fill, and your rim light.
Yeah. I really don't like the way you navigate these things, though. Like the transformation tools feel so wonky in
Really?
Final Set.
Hmm.
To me,
I-
they do. But then again, I'm not really used to clicking so much.
So like that's a directional light. So because it's a directional light, the only thing that matters is the rotation. Like the orientation and like the translation in the world means nothing. Because it's a directional light. If you change the type of that light, so on the left hand side, if you change that to a spotlight, now the position in the world actually means something. So the length and the width are you can, if you turn on visible shape, you'll see what length and width actually do. There you go. So now give it a little bit of length in Y as well. There you go. So it's an actual area light. So whereas before it was like a single point in space casting a light out, now you can see the visible surface of like where the light is actually coming from.
Cool.
So area lights like that tend to give you like really soft shadows.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get these.
So you guys then tend to work a lot with skylights, right? Because I was talking to somebody from Digital Extremes, and he was saying like that he lights everything with normal spotlights and omni lights. But
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean it depends. It depends what you're going for, I guess. Like
I was trying to go for something like this. I don't know how well you can see. Just
yeah.
something simple where it's just, I don't know. Like I don't really want it to be super artistic in terms of lighting. I just want it to just be simple so that the main focus is on the textures.
Yeah, so I think he's doing the same thing there that you had at the beginning, which was yeah, like why is he demoing the light editor but he's turned the sky off? I don't understand.
Yeah,
People do
I
weird
didn't really
things.
get it too. It looked good though. Maybe here he might have added a softer light just to get this back part to be a little bit more bright.
Maybe. You can also do fun things like so that light that you turned into a spotlight. If you turn that into a point light instead.
I mean omni light.
Yeah. If you turn off the visible shape or well, yeah. I would also just set the length to 0 in both cases, just for the point of what we're about to do. But what you could also do is you could add some fog to the scene. So right up at the top, scene.
Oh, now you're going for it, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Holy
Oh wow.
So so the fog is the fog is volumetric. So if you turn off the well, I mean you can have the ambient sky on, but actually the most important thing here is the distance. If you turn the distance down a bit, I think this is unit dependent as well. Is it the distance, or maybe we want the distance up? I can't remember. It's been so long since I worked on this. There you go, distance up. But like I said, it's volumetric as well. So depending on the unit scale of the scene and the brightness of the light in the scene, so like that point light, you can have it literally as like a it basically it will just create like a little like lit space of fog behind the weapon. If you zoom out a bit, you should see what I mean a bit more. Maybe we do need to make it so fog isn't being affected by the skylight.
So
Turn that one down. Turn lights down a bit.
That's a pretty recent feature in Toolbag 3, right? I haven't seen this before.
No, it was added in Toolbag 2.
I think the last
Can't
version I
remember.
used is 0.02. It's been ages.
Can you just go to your scene, the scene right at the top? No. The where you've got like renderer and main
In the tree
camera.
view.
In
One
the
up.
tree view, the one up, yeah. Your scale is in meters. Try setting that to centimeters,
All right.
and set imported to centimeters as well. And now you might find that the fog settings are a bit more responsive than they were. Might. Like I say, it's been a while since I played with any of this stuff.
It just seems way too overpowering.
Okay. Yeah, so those so let's just for now hide all of the lights except that one point light in the background. If we do it one at a time, we might find
Okay.
that things are a bit more controllable.
I think that's all of them.
Yeah, it's a fairly complex scene you've got there. So grab that one light that we've got visible. Distance. Turn the distance down on that. It's not doing anything. Wonderful.
I think the problem is that there is no backdrop in the scene. And as such, you get this bright background from the fog.
So if we do...
No mesh in the backdrop. It's just the sky at infinity. And so I think that no matter what you do to the fog, you will always get this completely opaque fog around the model. Because there's nothing to fill in.
That's not true though, because I've...
Is it not? Okay.
No, I mean, yes, it's true in that it can go to infinity, but it won't always be super bright. Oh, go into fog. Sorry, I'm relearning how to do a bunch of this stuff. Go into the fog color, and make it like make it darker. So that's one thing that we can do.
Probably also reduce the max opacity then.
Yes. Keep reducing it a bit. There we go. Starting to see. Now play with the dispersion.
Doesn't seem to do
that.
anything.
And play with the distance a bit. I think I need to... Oh, I haven't even got Toolbag installed. I need to install Toolbag and have a play.
Dude, you worked on this thing and you don't have it installed.
I haven't had it. I haven't worked at Marmoset
for like 4 years, I think, right?
6 years.
6 years already? Shit, I'm old.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, we were literally just going through some photo albums upstairs, and like in some of the photographs, like of my daughter, she was like a year old, 2 years old, and like in the background, I'm working on Marmoset. I'm working on Toolbag.
Nice.
It was just like, yeah, it was really funny just being like, oh look, I was working on that.
2 babies in one.
If I want to reduce the overall roughness, or increase it rather, of all of the layers underneath this folder, can I just add levels in the roughness channel or something?
You can add a pass-through layer underneath that base wood and then have levels on there, and that will do what you want to do.
Okay.
Don't add a fill layer, add just a regular empty layer.
Okay.
If you wanted to increase the roughness uniformly across everything, you could add a fill layer and set it to additive.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah. And you need to, you're already on roughness, that's good. Now just add levels, perfect. And now you can tweak that.
Oh my god. I hate how slow substances sometimes.
I think it might have something to do with you working on a laptop.
Yep, it definitely does. But the same time.
And also having Toolbag open.
Yeah, and streaming at
Yeah,
the
but
same
this,
time.
This is on speedy mode anyway. So
I think that big rough
I think-
patch you have there in the middle. Show the roughness channel again.
I think Painter
yeah.
needs a speedy.
Yeah. This big white spot there, that might just be a bit too rough. I
Okay,
think wood
so-
would actually be sort of polished from a hand being around there. With all the oils and fat stuff coming from the skin. And not that completely beat up. That might actually be the smoothest part of it.
So maybe something like this.
Maybe bump up the general roughness a bit more then. Now that you've darkened this area.
Let's see it in Marmosa.
Yeah, probably better. Were those texture sets generated from UDIMs or are those materials? If they are materials,
They are materials.
you should get into the habit of naming your materials. And not just have them as 1, 2, 3, 4. Might
Yep.
make things easier.
You are 100% right. I just had no idea what to name them.
I don't know, maybe stock wood? Something like that? If it's stock. I usually go with names by mesh pieces.
I'm just going to import the same thing from Painter into this because nothing is neutral enough here. There we go. Now it's all.
Maybe try the brightness. Ooh.
It looks like shit.
Yeah, I don't know why you're pushing the brightness to 10. Just dial it up to 11, fam. I just usually keep the brightness at 1 for the sky and do the rest with point lights. Oh, now I'm starting to see some haziness in the fog.
Yeah, like over here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna turn that off for now though.
I'll be right back. Too much iced tea.
Figuring out this whole lighting thing has been the bane of my existence. Because I'd never really done anything too complex up until recently, where I just decided I was gonna sit down and learn how to do better stuff. But
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. Like there's something weird about this wood, right? Like the metallic surfaces you've got look really, really good, but the wood is just looking really like the
it could have something to do with the approach I took to create it, to be honest, because it's a very like primal. That makes sense because like look at this. I just have a shit ton of layers, all adding a little bit of thing, when in reality I could have just done it in, with like a gradient with a planar projection. But I didn't know I could do that at the time when I was doing this.
Yeah, maybe I'm not sure. It's just I don't know. It's the reflections just feel really kind of
Random, too random.
Well, no, just foggy, I guess. Like the wood color underneath isn't really coming through because the
it could be because of this. Let me delete this. There we go.
See, that's nice.
Yeah, I was trying to make it a little bit darker, but then I guess I did it too much. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So that is definitely a thing in PBR. Is like albedo tends to be a lot brighter than people think that it should be. So like they tend to go like, oh, I want this darker, and they'll darken it, but actually like that, then it falls outside of kind of acceptable ranges.
Hmm.
One thing you could try is to use an anchor point to emphasize some of the grain you have in your roughness, because I think that's mostly lost at the moment. Can you see the roughness channel again?
Alright.
Yeah, there's very little of that grain quality in there. It's suggested just add another empty layer somewhere.
A regular layer, right?
Yeah, just a regular layer. And set that to pass through on roughness again. Okay, and now let's find the place
the
where
grain
you
is.
defined your grain.
Okay.
Might be a bit difficult. I think it might not be possible to do it just in this exact way now, because you probably would have.
You know, I could probably just redo this wood.
Yeah.
I think that might be a bit better to just.
I think I still have my example of your stock here. Let me just open Substance Painter. And then I can show you what I did. Oh man, this is turning into more of a general 3D stream. I might have to change the title on YouTube. Speaking of which, did someone show up in the YouTube chat? Nope. I really keep forgetting to check that. So let's move this over.
I'm gonna turn this off right now.
Substance. There you go. We go. Recent. Stock.
There we go. Bit more variation in the color of the hair now. Nice.
Oh, now you need to see that. Ah, yes, that's great. Okay, so this is still way too intense with the grain on my end. Wasn't really done tweaking it, but what I did in, wait, let's see, where did I add color to it? Oh yeah, we don't need this shit. It's just gonna mess it up. I pretty much just established a basic grain in grayscale and base color.
And then you put an anchor point on it.
And I just used an anchor point to copy it to the other channels later on. Which I think...
How did you use the gradient on that though?
this
The
one
color
here.
itself. Yeah.
If you wait, properties, you can add more colors by changing the color quantity here. Like, let's just actually go to base color and look at it again. I think this is too dark at the moment. Let me just tweak that a bit. Now we need some more yellow in here, I think. Maybe some... I always found wood grain quite difficult to get right. Might need to upscale this a bit. UV transformation. Oh shit.
You're using planar projection for it?
Yeah, I'm using planar projections to get a sort of more continuous grain in here. Let's try 0.78 or something like that. That seems to be a lot better. 0.8 on the other side. But I'm losing my blending over here. It's just looking like hot garbage at the moment. This is too yellow. Can spend days tweaking gradients to color stuff. But yeah, you just add the amount of colors you want. If we wanted something blue in here, we can just remap that part of the image to that color. You're basically rekeying the luminosity in the image. That looks actually kind of cool. Not realistic, but kind of cool. Could
Yeah.
work really well for some sort of enchanted wood thingy in
This
a
looks
fantasy
like
environment.
something you'd find in like a Call of Duty game.
Yeah, like
And
some
they would sell it to you for 20 euros.
Yeah, probably. You're right.
1 second.
But yeah, that's how I set up my basic grain, to have it in every channel and be able to reuse it at any point in time. Might be worth adding some variation underneath that, actually. Let's try adding a fill. We just want roughness here. Let's just get some stupid grunge. Try triplanar. And roughness set to overlay. Oh no, that's not gonna work at all. Yeah, just a lot of tweaking required. And I need to do this stuff more again. Normal. But back to what I was originally doing. Nah, not what I wanted. I wanted this. Doesn't want to let me do this, I see. Okay. Let's just get the gradient again. Why can't you type things in? Ah, you can. Nice. Was already complaining. Is there a way to uniformly scale this? Yeah.
Perforce.
Hmm?
Since installing Perforce again on this new computer, it keeps logging me out of Perforce. I'm just trying to figure out how to stop it from logging me out, basically. Just to remember
Perforce?
that I need. Yeah, Perforce. I have Perforce at home for like my personal projects and stuff.
What's that? That doesn't ring a bell, actually.
It's version control software.
Ah, it's just an alternative to Git, I guess. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Much more like Git isn't really good for like big art files.
Yeah.
Whereas Perforce is.
Sounds useful. That's probably gonna be fine. Remember? What did this shit work like? Or do I just play? I think I'm just gonna place them individually. Might also make this one a bit taller then.
Are you guys going to stick around for a while, or do you guys have to go soon?
No, I don't have to go anywhere today. I just
Yeah, I may drop out of the stream for a bit, but I'll be around and working. So.
Okay. I'm being called for dinner, so I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll be back.
yeah, sure. See you
Yeah,
later.
it's lunchtime here, so yeah, I am going to drop out for a bit, but I'll be back. I'll be back in a bit.
Yeah, lunchtime
Alright,
seems
see you
like a
guys
good
another
idea.
Yep. Catch you later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
catch
see
you
you in a bit,
later.
lads.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a break here as well and just resume streaming or recording at a later time.